Did you know that people used to catch chickens in this way? They would fold a leaf into a comb, poke a stick through it, and put some food inside. When placed on the ground, the chicken would come over to peck the food, and the leaf would slip onto its head. This way of catching chicken is still used in Guizhou, China, and people call it 一叶障目, blinded by a leaf.
The little hippo always tries to bite the caregiver's knee. It's the superstar Mudeng. Mudeng has a pair of springy ears and a bouncy backside. The caregiver often teases it, making Mudeng very angry as it tries to bite, but it doesn't actually hurt the caregiver. Mudeng's body never stays dry because the caregiver sprays it with water to keep its skin moist. It enjoys baths, but getting back on land can be a bit difficult for it. Its slippery body makes it hard for the caregiver to hold on. Mudeng is full of energy and loves to run and jump. Even when it stands still, it opens its mouth to chew the air. Even when Mudeng is asleep, it still shakes its limbs and sometimes even blows bubbles from its nose. The cute little hippo is a superstar with a large fan base. Its real name is Hmuodeng, which literally means bouncy pork. So can you tell me why everyone loves Mudeng?
Oh, Mr. Toad, I'm so happy I could eat you up, I really could, you know. Oh, Mr. Toad, I'm so happy I could eat you up, I really could. You know what I'd like to do, Mr. Toad? What a dream, if the business stays as good, where I'd really like to go in a year or so.
Book these 30 days off work in 2025 to get 65 days off work in total. Get 9 days off work by booking off the 30th and the 31st of December and the 2nd and the 3rd of January. Get 16 days off work by booking off the 14th to the 17th and the 22nd to the 25th of April. Get 18 days off work by booking off the 6th to the 9th and the 27th to the 30th of May. Get another 9 days off work by booking off the 26th to the 29th of August. And get a final 13 days off work by booking off the 22nd to the 24th and the 29th to the 31st of December. 65 days off work in total. Follow for more tips like this.
I don't understand why.
In 2015, this CEO told all his employees that he was going to be raising everyone's salary to $70,000 per year. Dan Price was able to do this because he lowered his own salary from $1.1 million to $70,000 also. When he first announced this, a few so-called experts called Dan a socialist lunatic and an enemy to capitalism, saying his business would go bankrupt soon. Fast forward to the present day, Dan's company not only doubled their workforce, they have tripled their overall sales, but that's just success on the money side. Dan's employees are now able to buy their own homes in this crazy economy. Many of them have had kids since the salary increase because they can actually afford to do so. His employees are fiercely loyal to Dan and his company because they're getting paid really well. During COVID, when company sales slowed, employees voluntarily took a 60% pay cut to keep the company afloat, and it worked. And when business returned to pre-COVID numbers, Dan even repaid that pay cut back to his employees, which led to his people all chipping in and buying him a new Tesla to show their appreciation. In 2015, this CEO
In a desperate attempt to fill 24 hours of programming, here's some bullshit that happened somewhere today. We've got some footage here of the bullshit, which began just after 3 o'clock this afternoon, when residents in this neighborhood were shocked to see this fairly common thing happening. An attractive witness described the event in breathless terms.
I went to my window and I was like, whoa, there's some bullshit happening.
That happened right over there. I'm an older man, so you can trust what I say.
Authorities in special uniforms rushed to the scene to stand around while our cameras filmed them. Our reporter Keith Collins joins us now live from the scene of the bullshit through the use of expensive technology. Good to be with you again, Keith. We have a colorful graphic here that shows instances of bullshit like this are on the rise. Is that right?
Yes, although why is unclear. Some say it's because of one fucking reason. Others say it's because of some other fucking reason. I talked to this random expert on the subject who told me this thing you're about to hear him say right after he points at a piece of paper.
I spent my entire life attending the nation's most prestigious schools to talk about bullshit like this. I'm really just happy to be on TV.
Now let's see if we can drag this out a little longer by showing emails written by some of our viewers. I once saw some stuff kind of like the shit you're talking about happen. I have nothing more to add. Another person says, I am angry that things like this happen. I get mad about every bullshit thing I see. So obviously a lot of opinions there to make this story seem somewhat meaningful.
Oh, absolutely, Glenn. This bullshit has some broader implications. Here's a list of tips on how to avoid bullshit happening to you.
And here's some footage of Congress.
Yes, I see that.
Well, thank you, Keith. Let us know if there are any updates on this bullshit story from there.
There's no way there will be.
Very good. We'll check back with you in an hour anyway.
I'm just some fucking guy.
If a plumber with 30 years of experience doesn't know these little tricks, he'd be pretty embarrassed. Watch closely. You just need to clamp 2 wrenches together. To easily turn a screw, no pipe wrench, use 2 open-end wrenches. To easily unscrew an iron pipe. This method is super practical. Drill 2 holes in a crescent wrench, 1 on each side, then screw it. If a plumber
A new term at David Game College in London. New friends, a new classroom, but no new teacher. Instead, core subjects including English, maths and science will be taught by AI.
I have simplified the concept and graphics.
An artificially intelligent computer program that understands answers and then asks relevant questions back.
Let's see an example.
The AI can take in all of their answers, correct or incorrect, and plot exactly where they are in the curriculum. So it has kind of a higher knowledge of exactly where that student is, and then it can adapt questions to support them. It gives them material they don't know and lets them revise the stuff they do much later.
Virtual teachers are enhanced by virtual reality, helping students take a 21st century look at the curriculum.
You can tell apart more things because you can turn it around and see it form in front of you as you like as well.
How different is it to a human teacher?
Well, you are not afraid to ask questions because a robot wouldn't judge, and you don't even need to ask the questions. It can just tell where you need help and where you don't.
Activators or silencers?
It's being used here for GCSEs. Critics say education is about more than just passing exams.
Learning's a social experience. We are living in an environment currently where we have the second most unhappiest 15-year-olds. That is down to a direction of travel where children are spending more and more time on their own, more and more time in isolation. To increase that further through learning through a headset will only increase young people's unhappiness.
Critics may argue this is